Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Crimi-Trent. Today we're going to learn how to paint super easy, simple poppies. Yep, this is so easy to paint, it's not even funny. I show you how to sketch them, but I also have a sketchable download on my Patreon. The link is in the description box below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section, and don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know my tutorials are up. So let's get started. Okay, to begin with, I go with my supplies. I have a piece of Arches 100% cotton cold pressed paper. This is a 7 by 10 inch piece. I have my three colors, which is my Quinacridone Magenta, Quinacridone, I don't know how you say it, Cadmium Yellow Deep, and Peacock Blue. Probably using my Princeton long round Velvet Touch series brush. My palettes over here, paper towels, water jars. I've already sketched out the poppies, and I have a download available, you can see like here on my Patreon. It's going to have a link in the description box and in my about page. You can look at poppies on the net, or just basically start off with a circle, do some petals that are going out like this and overlap a few in the back, and when we paint them, it was going to be a little fuzzy here, and there'll be the line here. You might have a connecting one, just a curvature line, and then like a ball, like an oval, and that would be the unopened poppy. And then the half poppy is kind of like this, like a smiley face with the curve. That's what I would say. And then you do another petal out this way, like this, and then here would be the center again. And you do another one here where the center is here, petal, petal, and a half petal. So this is like a half moon, kind of pointy or oval, and then a petal coming out of the back, and again just curving the. And then for the leaves, it's just simple, like a little. When I paint them, I drew that out in my for the sketch for the Patreon, but the leaves I always just kind of paint intuitively, and I'll do that here. So I sketch it out, and I'll take my kneaded eraser and I'll erase most of the lines. Poppies can be red, yellow, like that. California poppies are like that bright orange. We can do a combination. We don't have to keep it red. So it's like if I wanted to keep it red, I would have done a different. I would have used my carmine. I think I want to do a combination of like a blushy, or I can do like a. So I'll take my magenta and my yellow. See, that makes a nice orange, and you keep adding magenta, and it gets more red. See, you don't even need to buy a red. I have too much yellow over here. It's killing my magenta vibe. Okay, so that's pretty. Like a brightish reddish color, but I'm going to water it down so it's paler. And I always water this, add a lot of water, and I tap it in my paper towel. I'm like, okay, is it the color I like? I kind of like this color. I might add a touch more yellow, like an orangey red. Alright, so it's very watered down, as you can see, and I'll tap it in my paper towel, get the excess water off, and I'm just going to fill in these petals. See, it's very pale. If you do it really pale, you can do a layering effect on top of the petal. So you put the pale one in the background, another pale one over here, and this pale one. So I remember I showed you how to draw those different petals. And then same thing over in here. You can keep adding. It's like a pinkish red in the beginning, and then we can layer it. You can paint right over that area if you want, where the stamen is, but I'm going to leave that white. I do have a tutorial on how to do a dry brush poppy, So it's watercolor paint, very dry. You scroll through my feed, you could see that. See, I'm just filling this in. We're going to go back over it. Just filling all these poppy petals in. Same thing up here. And here we're not going to have petals, we're going to have the greenery because it's an unopened poppy. Just filling this all in here. And this one kind of bled a little bit, so I'll just push that paint around. I don't like the dry, hard edges it formed. So we're going to let this dry a bit. This one just doing the same thing. We'll just push that paint around, let it dry. So meantime, we'll be doing our greenery. So take that Peacock Blue, grab some of this yellow, got this nice bright green color, add a little more blue, and we'll add a touch of magenta. See, I just turned that dark already. So we're going to flush in the greenery. So this is a nice pretty medium green. Just pulling it down here. What I love about this brush, as I say all the time, I love the little tip, but it has a good belly so you can pull down the paint. It holds a lot of paint. Just going over all the greens. Green stems. And then we'll go in and we'll fill it in with some tonal greens. The leaves too. So here with the leaves, just going to use my brush. I'm going to push down and then connect, 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 push down, connect, connect, connect. Look at that. I didn't even follow the drawing because I didn't need to. Let me show you that again. Just take a line, we're going to push it down. I'm going to push one down, connect it to it, connect it to it, connect it, connect it. And then we'll do another one connecting over here. And that's a cheat. Just by using your brush. So I might move some more paint in to make it look more realistic, like a poppy leaf. And then over here, I'm not going to do that because I'm holding a brush in a different angle. I'm just going to follow the sketch that I have. But you can still turn the paper and do the cheat that I just showed you. Okay, so now at this point, I'm going to add in some darker tones. Well, actually, I'm going to fill in the unopened poppy. And then I'll add in the darker tones. So you just fill this in, like so. Okay. Let's make a darker green. Gonna take that peacock and add it to that. Add a little more yellow again. More peacock blue. More blue. Touch of that magenta. And we have a darker green. I take up the excess and put it on the paper towel. So underneath where the poppy would be, it's going to be darker. Here, it's going to have a shadow where it's connecting to the poppy and to the unopened poppy. Same thing with here, where they kind of connect. I'll add in a darker tone. I can add in the middle. This is not, I don't know if this is dry. You can add in that line in the middle of the leaf. Again, adding some darker behind that one. You can add some to the side of the stem. And then they have those fuzzy little lines, so just take the tip of your brush, just put out these little lines, come out on the stem. It's a little fuzzy. those poppies have these little lines. So we'll use that darker green for that. Just put them out like this, just teeny little lines going out. Once these are a little bit dry, you can put some lines with the dark green in. Just put some lines going downward in the curvature area. Okay, we're going to go back to the red color. Clean up our brush. And we're going to add that, go over this one. A little bit of green is bleeding in, but that's okay. I'll just keep mopping it up. And over here. You can water it down to the same consistency as the first one, or you can make it a little darker. See? It's overlapping now. I'm going to overlap that one. So you have some translucency when it comes on top of the other one. You can see it creates a darker tone right there. And go back. And I'll make it a little darker. And this one a little darker. So I'm going back over these ones. You can put one back here. One floating back there. I'm getting a little darker up here too. So this is how you can just keep going on top of the same color with the color you had. And it becomes darker. I'm just going to fill this in. And there's one hiding under here. We'll have to go back in and add that one again. And there's one hiding under here in the back. Again, you can go back in here. Make this one a little darker in the background here. And in here. So I'm feeling like it's too pale, so I'm going to keep going on top of that one. I want a little brighter. Don't be afraid to make it darker. Just go right on top of that color. It's a little darker. I want them like a nice pretty poppy red color. Not too red, not too pink. Going back again, this one. So we're going to let this dry, then we can go in and add the little lines. If this one needs to be a little darker, I'll make this one a little darker. And same thing with the outer one. Now I'm going to add the yellow in the middle, the stamen, and then it's going to be black too. So I'm toning this bright yellow down. Add a little of that magenta. So it's like an orange color. So we can just put this in the middle. And when that dries, we're going to go on the outskirts with black. But before we do that, we want everything to dry. I'm going to put some fine lines with a darker red. This got into this area, so what we'll do is clean that up. Paper towels are good for that. And go back in and add that bright color. So we're going to dry this and come back. Okay, we're going to want to put this darker red color in before we put our black down in the center. Now, I didn't say that I had a black. I had those 3 colors, which you can make black from, but I think I'm actually going to cheat and use black. And people say, why is that cheating? I'll go, because I'm not using the colors to make black. So we're using the magenta with a little bit of yellow again, just a teeny bit of water. I'm going to get this darker red. I'm going to use the tip of this brush. I'm going to make these little lines that you see in the drawing. It's just swooping out from the center outward. So I will show you up close. We're just taking the tip and pushing these lines like this outward. See that? Just from the petal, from the inward outward. You don't need to touch the outer edge, just the inner to the outer. Just like that. You can go into like highlight the outer petal if you want, just like that. So this is kind of like a dry brush technique also. Again, on the outside here, just pushing those little lines. And inside here, same thing. You want to do this way before you do the black. If you do it afterwards, that black's gonna get all muddy. He's not going to be a buddy because he's going to get all muddy. Yes, I like to rhyme. This little back petal here, I'm going to make darker. It should be darker. It's in the background. There we go. You don't have to get too crazy with the lines. And you can get them even darker if you want them to be. Just putting it from the edge outward. And again, this back petal, darker. This one underneath is darker. And I'll do those little lines, like so. And like I said, you can make them even darker. I'm grabbing some more magenta, getting a little darker in some areas. Underneath here. But you don't have to do that. Now, like I said, the cheat part. Pretty much everybody has black in their watercolor palette. So there's my black. And we're going to fill in around that stamen that we did, the center. And just on the outer one of this one, not the whole thing. And around this one, just in this area. And then again, with the tip, we're going to make these little lines going outward. All around this one. The first one. And then we're going to put little dots on the tip of those little stamens that went around. Same thing with this one, just on the side though. Little lines going outward, and then little dots on the tip of that. See that? Makes it really simple. And then this one we're not going to put on this side because that is the side petal. Again, the lines outward, just in the 3/4, and then around here. And then in the center, put little dots kind of in the center. Because you want the yellow showing, not too much yellow. See that? And voila! Was that the fastest, easiest, simple way to do a poppy? I think so. You guys can totally do this. Don't tell me you can't. Some people say, oh, your stuff is not for beginners. Well, maybe some things a little bit intermediate. But this was easy. Just filling in the color, getting a darker color, making these lines, filling in the green, getting a darker green. Go back in here, put the lines. And making the lines on these. And that's pretty much it. And then go back in with a black and fill it in. So don't forget to check out the Patreon. It's free. Well, that's not, excuse me, not free. If you're a Patreon member, you get the download sketch that's here, and then you can use that to transfer onto your paper and then paint from there, or if you want to just color in and play around with it, whatever. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button to know my tutorial's up. Thanks so much, guys, for coming to my channel. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for all your wonderful comments. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave them in the comment section. I try and answer them. I can't always answer them because I'm kind of busy. It's like you guys. Anyway, thanks so much. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. I'll speak to you soon.